Alright, I removed the little PlayStation screw here. It's very cool. It has these little PlayStation symbols on it. So we're gonna put this to the side, remove the hard disk. It's not too bad. That's not too bad. And I would suggest just use a little paintbrush or any other brush that you can find that will fit in, and just kind of clean this out. And use a can of air or maybe a vacuum cleaner just to kind of clean this out. This portion looks pretty good now. I used some isopropyl alcohol and a vacuum cleaner, and so this portion is pretty clean. Let's continue on with the disassembly. For the next portion of the disassembly, we have a couple of screws on the back of the PlayStation that we're going to have to remove. Now, if your PlayStation 4 is out of warranty, which I presume at this point it should already be, then these two stickers will have screws in them that you will have to remove, and a couple of screws other than that. So let me go ahead and remove them here for you. Alrighty, so my console seems to be a bit different, I guess, because there's supposed to be screws over here and here on the back, but it doesn't have them. The only screws that are there are the ones here in the security bits, which are the security T9H security bits, which you guys have to remember. And we're gonna go ahead and remove the screws from the top, which I'll show you guys in a minute. So considering that my console couldn't be taken apart traditionally, I had to remove these two screws from the front, and we're going to take this cover off and proceed in that particular direction. These are the same security T9H screws, so just remember you do need the security T9H bit for this portion. And for the reveal, whew, look at how dirty it is, boys. Oh, look at that in there. We got some caked on dust for the last 10 years. We're gonna go ahead and clean this out with a vacuum and a brush, and then yeah, we'll continue on from there. Alrighty, turns out on the Japanese versions there's these little clips on the side instead of the screws at the back, but you gotta use one of these little things to kind of take them apart carefully, and once that is done it will come off. And yep, disgusting. Well, let's continue on with the rest of the disassembly and clean this very dirty console out. Alrighty, so just remove some of the surface dust right now. We're gonna go ahead continue on with the disassembly. First of all, we're gonna take out the power supply right here and then continue on from there. So with the power supply out, as you can see, it is extremely dirty. When you are taking out the power supply, just make sure you keep an eye out for these two little pins. They can get stuck. You gotta remove this small little attachment for it as well, and then the power supply should come out. As you can see, it is extremely dirty, so we're gonna go ahead and clean it out properly and then move on from there. The heatsink, though, surprisingly doesn't look that much dirty on this side, but we're still gonna go ahead and clean it thoroughly to make sure everything is good to go. So I've taken the disk drive out. You have 4 screws on the disk drive in the Japanese version that you need to take out on the corners, 3 ribbon cables, and the Wi-Fi antenna. You just take them all out, and then you can take apart those pieces. Now we're gonna turn on to the other side and start taking the motherboard apart. Removing the plate from the other side, and we can see that the board is dirty, so we gotta go ahead and clean it up. Alright, took the motherboard out. The thermal paste is pretty dry, so we're gonna go ahead and replace that. But look at this. This is crazy, boys. Look at how much dirt there is. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it out and then start putting this back together again. Alrighty folks, the heatsink is completely clean at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and start the reassembly process at this point. For the thermal paste, we're gonna use this TM30 thermal paste from Corsair. I got this from Best Buy for about, I think, 8 or 10 bucks, so we're gonna go ahead and apply it. As you can see, that the chip is completely clean at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and apply the perfect amount of thermal paste. I would say not the best application of thermal paste, but hey, at least it's there, so we are good to go. The console is completely clean at this point. I'll show you the other side as well, but I have spent quite enough time on it, making sure everything was clean, installed the hard drive back in as well, and it should be good to go. Looking on the other side, everything is super clean too. The fan is clean. Everything else is back in position, so we are absolutely good to go. So with the bottom cover installed, we're gonna go ahead and install the security screws at the back now. And of course, as soon as I'm done, I notice I missed a screw somewhere. But, you know, nothing's sounding off inside, so one screw might not be that bad of a thing. It is what it is. We'll go ahead, plug it in, see everything's running fine, and go from there. Alrighty folks, got the PlayStation plugged in. I'm gonna test it out, see if we messed up. Hopefully not. Let's see if it works. Cool, we hear the sound. Will the light come on? Let's turn on the TV. Oh, here we go. I guess we did manage to put everything back together as it should. Let's just see if Wi-Fi is working on it too. Oh man. I had a feeling I might mess up. Look at that. Japanese writing for a Japanese console. There we go, baby. There we go. Alrighty. Perfect. And as expected, the controllers are dead. Let's see now. Let's go to network. Do a quick internet speed test. Ah, it detected my Wi-Fi. What? It seems to be connecting. Let's see. Yeah, net type 2. This is good news, folks. This is good news. Means the PlayStation is working absolutely fine. I think my network speeds are terrible, but then again, it is inside a cabinet, so I might not be getting the Wi-Fi as best. Oh, 9.8, and I got 1 GB internet plan, so that's a bit sad, but hey, it's working at least. There we go. Not bad. That's awesome. And look at that, man. It's absolutely silent after the cleaning and thermal paste. Even though this is a cabinet and not the best location for it, I might actually relocate it to one of these ones, but man, is it quiet. Can't hear anything. That's awesome. Alrighty, dudes. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye.